When it comes to day trading, options, investing in general, this is the platform that I use for everything. This is Mumu. Again, you've seen me talk about Webull, Robinhood, these other brokers, and this has kind of been the best of both worlds when it comes to how I've been trading. And I mention them in almost every one of my YouTube videos here on the channel. So let's dive into exactly why and how I use them every single day. Let's get to it. So first of all, I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible for you guys, but also demonstrate all the value that's here. Now, you start off and you're basically here, and we're going to work from the top down like we always do. Okay, you have your watch list. I'm not going to lie to you, I spend the least amount of time here. How I trade primarily, and this is because I've just done this for so long, and I guarantee most of you guys do this as well. You probably chart on your trading view or some other app, and then you come to your broker. Now, I'm not gonna lie. If I was brand new, I would tell someone not to use TradingView. I would tell someone not to use another platform. Use your broker so you're just focusing on one thing all day long. You shouldn't be distracted when you're doing all this. Again, this just comes from me doing this literally nonstop, and it's just been a habit over the past 11 to 10 years. So hopefully we can break that down into what exactly I'm looking at here. Now, when we jump into it, this is your watch list, and this is what you're gonna primarily kind of see when you walk in. This is a good area if you want to see some data, some news as well going into your stock. But like I said, I don't spend a lot of time here. You can get a bulk of your information, whether it be from options, your financials, more data going on to the shareholders, things like that. But where I spend most of my time is actually gonna be right here in markets, okay? This is just where I sit. Now, again, you can go look at your specific option the same as you can in the watch list. But when I go to markets, I like to be right here. I like to go all the way back, and actually you can just backtrack to where you were. And then you can see basically every market, what you're looking at. I can dive a little bit deeper into the NASDAQ, what's moving there. And I can go a little into my heat map as well. And I can kind of see what sectors are hot. And this is something that I talk about in all my videos. When you're looking to trade, obviously when you watch some of my videos, you're seeing me talk about the NASDAQ, the S&P, the Dow, right? And that is one giant piece of the puzzle. Don't get me wrong. But then you have to decide which stocks you want to trade. And some of you guys, I get it. You might want to focus on one or two names, which I do usually recommend. But when you're looking at the market from this lens and you get more advanced, you want to focus, if you're bullish, on the strongest area of the market. So if I come here and I'm looking at the market and I'm bullish on the day, right? And I want to go long on semiconductors. Well, I can see semis are actually the weakest sector potentially in the entire market. I might want to use consumer electronics or something that's at least showing some relative strength in the market overall here. Now, if I'm bearish in the market, then I'm gonna look at semiconductors and be like, wow, I wanna put most of my focus here and then pinpoint exactly where I'm gonna target in the semiconductor space, right? And this is something that's always keeps me honest when I'm trading, because sometimes I'll come to the market and I'll have a little bias and I wanna trade X or Y. And this keeps me to the point where I'm looking at, I'm like, okay, I need to take a step back. I'm kind of doing something dumb here. Sometimes you have to get checked when you're making some dumb decisions, and even I make some dumb decisions and have to be checked on those, okay? Now, the step further from this too, you can dive in, go back to your overview, see specifically the hottest areas, sectors of the market, whether you're getting a risk-on metric with gold, S&P is outperforming the Dow. Dow's outperforming the NASDAQ, which over the past few days, Dow's kind of been doing better than NASDAQ. You have to go back and forth and see, okay? Then from this, obviously, you can go in and search which specific stock you want to see. Today, obviously, for Discord, if you guys were there, we were looking at Google today. You can see exactly what's happening. Now, they also have some tools, as you can see, like I have plugged in already, that will automatically chart some of these patterns that are coming out there. And again, I don't do a lot of my charting here. So having something like this that will automatically do the job for me, so when I'm quickly going in and maybe flipping through my stocks, helps me and saves a lot of time. Again, you want to try to automate some of your work that you're doing. And again, that's what Mumu is also trying to really work in there. Now, again, the biggest things too when we look at these platforms are, one, are you getting good fills? Is your data good? And do you trust the broker to where you can get some help if you need it or anything along those lines? Okay. Those are the really big things for myself personally. Okay. And fills on Mumu have been phenomenal for my personal experience. I'm going to tell you right now. And then also too, and I challenge you, I don't even want to do it here. I challenge you, download the free app, whatever you want to do, and then just go into customer support and see how long it takes them to reach out to you. See how long it is to get them either texting or even potentially on the phone. Like it's pretty remarkable, which is something that like you can't really put a price tag on at some points in time. Okay. Now another thing here too. Okay. I'm going to skip down your account and go over that. We'll come back to custom. Okay. You have Discover. You can do more stuff along this as far as news, your algorithms, custom strategies. Again, we'll go into that here in a second, but I want to go into here as well. A lot of people are looking at unusual options activity, things along that line. Again, Mumu has automated that system for us, okay? So when I'm looking here, it has AMD because I was looking at AMD here on the day. But let's look at something along the lines of Baba, right? Because Baba is obviously, we have some Chinese names. It's a hot sector lately. What's happening there? Is there any unusual chains coming in there as far as the options and what's happening in particular in that unusual chain? So what you can do is you come up here, Baba right there, did it wrong at first. And you can actually see on that day all the unusual activity. You can filter by market sentiment, anything along those lines, as well as size in those specific contracts as well. Now, again, it's not going to do all the work for you, but it makes it very simple, okay? Again, you want to really pay attention to the expiration, what's happening there, shorter dated, the more bullish, things along those lines. Again, really helping you do a lot of the work and taking kind of the grunt out of it, okay? So you can kind of spotlight. Again, this is free. It's all included, okay? You can also go into top options, seeing where the biggest option chains are, things along that. I prefer unusual options activity, what I would look for. You can also have screeners as well, looking for option contracts if there's any irregularities in the market. Again, all there, another tip for you. And again, this is something I like to really break down because a lot of these platforms charge like $50, $100 for this. Again, it's all included, okay? Then if you want, you can do it the old man way, to where you just go and you go into markets, you look at your stock, you go into options, and you just look at, what's happening as far as your volume and your open interest. Okay, that's the old man way. That's how you tell. I like to make sure I know exactly what I'm looking for, right? I'm not that old yet. We'll be 30 soon. But next part, custom. This is one of my other favorite parts, okay? Now, a lot of brokers have this. They just make it really simple for you as far as dragging and dropping. Again, if you want to go in, I did option trading, obviously. So you're going to go in. And this is their new, I want to make sure that you also know this. This is Mumu NX. It's their new platform. I've been using this on my laptop in between when I just got my house built and remodeled. And so I hadn't downloaded this on my computer yet. I've been using the old Mumu app, which you've seen me use multiple times in YouTube videos, right? So I'm making this on their new app, which obviously has a lot of new systems and updates, things along those lines. I have a lot of familiarity with it on my laptop. I just hadn't had it downloaded. So if you're seeing the new stuff here, it's not saved, all that stuff, just so you know. Okay, so I always obviously picked options. So we'll just start fresh really quick here as we look going into this. Okay, so no, we just want to get rid of it. No, we don't want to save that. Okay, so this all pop up for you. Again, you can do a lot with this. Now, obviously, I want to have that chain really big so I can see that at all points in time. You can go down and drop your position size here, everything along those lines, your quotes, your order summary. You can even throw the chart up here. So I want to have the chart here as well for what we're looking at. We'll bring that over there, bring our widget over here somewhere in the middle. So again, you can really do a lot with this if you need to, okay? This is very important to understand and what's happening there. So we can grab this, make this smaller, bring that down for our options that we're looking at, bring that over here. So we can do all the charting and things along those lines and make that bigger, whatever size you really want it to be. But this is where things get really interesting because you can start really adjusting and getting some of that analysis and those tools for you. That's what I'm saying too. If you're new, I don't think the advantage is going to be using something like TradingView because there's tools that it doesn't, even TrendSpider, there's tools that it just doesn't give you, or you're not allowed to have right on there, right? They don't have, right? And that's the interesting thing here. So when we come in here, first of all, we can go down. I want to look at so you can look at, this is a really quick way to look at if you're buying a good option, right? Your open interest and strike price under analysis, right? This is just a really great example. So what this does is it gives you a clear-cut picture, and some of you guys might be visual when it comes to stocks. So you go to your expiration. So we'll do, these are weeklies. You guys know I love my monthly expiration. We'll go to monthly expirations for Apple, and it'll show you where the most open interest is, right? Calls versus puts. So if you're going puts, the 200s have the most open interest. If you're going calls, the 235s have the most open interest, meaning the most volume, most money is sitting on those positions. And again, no time at all. I didn't have to scrub through the chain. I didn't have to flip and flop. It's right there for you. And those are just little things that they're doing to make it easier for you. And the other thing that I'm liking with this too is a lot of these things have been requested. You guys have like talked to us about, right? So that's why we're working with them, is because we have the capability to really voice our opinion, things that we want to see different on the app, and kind of how we think it can be better and built specifically for traders. And that's like what Moomoo is really trying to do, is work as good as possible with us to make this platform, the best capabilities for you guys as well. So again, little tools that are in there, your volatility analysis, everything along that. You can really play with this and do a lot of stuff, right? You can do your options, exercise probability, success of the trade. I don't spend too much time on that. Your volatility analysis right here. This is going to be one of my favorites as well. So you can understand if you're buying too high of IV, or you bought something that pumped, you're getting some value, or are you not getting value, right? Things that you need to look at there, right? You can go a little further. You can look at tools, or you can screeners, your watch list. So you can really customize it. You can have one just for options. You can have another one for all your screeners. You can have a whole viewpoint here. So this could really be where you spend 99% of your time, right? So things you have to understand. You can throw your web browser on there as well, so you can literally search things on here as well. So if you need to open up different platforms, again, just so you know, you go to market and your unusual options activity like we just talked about. So if you want to just get alerts on your specific stock, you can literally bring that as small as you want in here, just so you can see when they have alerts set up, so you can just quickly scroll through that so you can go. Again, all that right at your fingertips. And again, they're just adding more and more on top of this. I'm probably gonna have to make another update video in like the next 2-3 months, most likely. I'll make a more deeper dive as well. Now, a step further from this as well. So you guys see me always still go to like investing.com, these news sources. You see on Twitter, there's a lot of news sources as well. This stuff is built in as well. You can literally set specific stocks that you want to get all the news alerts for. Okay. Understand what they're doing there as well. So you literally have all this literally pinging you throughout the day so you don't miss a beat. You can also go through as well and really dial into what's happening as far as investing data, what's happening with PPI, CPI, etc. That's all live here as well, right? You can use, again, you can use your Twitter if you need to. But again, these are all things that are just right there at your fingertips. So the point is that you're not bouncing around like I said in the beginning, right? That's why I would tell traders going into this now is I would hone in and just focus on using the one platform. It really makes everything much simpler. Now, again, if you're like me and you've built up some terrible habits of using multiple things, when you can really consolidate it to one thing, again, use it for what you need to use it for, right? Use it for the quick analysis, use it for getting in and out of your trades, things along those lines, making the job really easy, sharing the content as well. If you like it, doing it on Twitter, your Discord, things along those lines. That's the big thing of what Mumu is trying to do here, is make it accessible for your social media, make it accessible for your trading, the customer support, and then offering the most capabilities as well. So that's how I'm using it. That's how I'm trading with every day. If you have questions, guys, comment down below. I'm going to do a bigger and deeper dive as far as education and options and how I'm actually going into every single trade as well. But that's the quick rundown on me using the platform. Let me know what you guys think and more information and what you want me to cover in the next breakdown as well. Have a good one, traders.